time I'm waiting you to answer the phone. Nothing seems to happen, but the last stage is gone. I hope somewhere your voice promises less and does more, but still my pillow's.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Legal World. Myself Dr. Seema Goyal. Today in this video, I am going to discuss certain short notes relating to the Indian judicial system, which are important for the examination point of view. In this video, I will discuss with the Nyaya Panchayat, Village Panchayat, as well as legal aid. Firstly, I will deal with the Nyaya Panchayat. As we know, it is not a new concept. Since the ancient time, the Nyaya Panchayat have been the integral and important part of the rural dispute resolution in India. It also existed in the Vedic era. And the term Nyaya, that is Arabic term, which means justice. In our ancient India, the village communities established their own panchayat, but it was done without any election of the members. Instead, they appointed responsible members of the local community to serve the panchayat. The term Nyaya Panchayat can be defined as the group of villagers who are respected by their neighbors and having the power to provide the command to the neighborhood. In independent India, some government established the statutory Nyaya Panchayats. The inaugural committee of the Nyaya Panchayat were presided over by Dr. Rajgopal, which suggested that the communities be followed to freely elect the Nyaya Panchayat members, and for their purpose they drafted Nyaya Panchayat Bill of 1962. If we talk about the significance of the Nyaya Panchayat in Indian legal judicial system, Nyaya Panchayat have specific significance that can be reflected in the various characteristics. These characteristics are: number one, it provides access to the justice at the fundamental level of the villages and districts. As approaching a Nyaya Panchayat, that is easier rather than the court. It is said that efficient judicial system must be freely accessible in a democratic country like India. Secondly, in India, the majority of the population resides in rural areas, that is villages. And the persons who are living in these rural areas can't afford to go to the urban courts. And the Nyaya Panchayats assist them in reducing the cost and provide the access to justice to everyone. And thirdly, for a poor person, access to justice is still an issue in India. And for this purpose, various actions have been taken, such as the creation of the fast track courts, creation of the alternative dispute resolution methods, simplification of the procedural legislations, and provisions for the free legal aid to the unprivileged classes. If we talk about the function of the Nyaya Panchayat seeks to settle the minor civil as well as criminal issues concerning the parties with the help of Panchayat members. Secondly, they are allowed to levy the minimal penalties, but not to detain the person. Thirdly, main purpose of the Nyaya Panchayat is to provide the swift and affordable justice. Fourthly, in case either of the parties is not satisfied with the decision of the Nyaya Panchayat, they have option of taking their cases to the district court or the high court. If we talk about the jurisdiction of the Nyaya Panchayat is generally authorized to deal with the both type of matters, that may be civil matter or the criminal matter. In civil jurisdiction, it includes action for damages, while in the criminal jurisdiction, it covers matters relating to the IPC that is listed in the Indian Penal Code, such as trespassing, stealing, mischief, modesty of the woman, nuisance, etc. Thus, we can conclude that the preamble of the Nyaya Panchayat Act states that every person should have access to justice at their doorstep and no one should be denied of justice. Article 39A of the Indian Constitution mandates that the states shall establish a judicial system that demonstrates the justice equally and provides the equal protection of the laws to all without any discrimination. Thus, the Panchayat is a traditional court system that was created to hear both type of cases that may be of civil nature or the criminal nature. In India, in many states, Nyaya Panchayat is practiced. These states are Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand. So this was all about the Nyaya Panchayat. And the second node, that is on the village panchayat or the gram panchayat. If we talk about the village panchayat or the gram panchayat, firstly we must know about the panchayat. Panchayat system includes the village panchayat, gram panchayat, which are the group of villagers, block panchayat, district panchayat, etc. These are all included in the term panchayat. And this system of village governance, that is known as panchayat. Village panchayat is the grassroots of the institution of the panchayati raj system at the village level, and there is a gram sabha or the village assembly. It consists of a chairperson called the gram pradhan or the sarpanch, that is also known as mukhya, a vice chairman, as well as some panches. I have given this structure of the village panchayat by this diagram also. As I have told you, village panchayat or the gram panchayat, that is the highest level of the panchayati system. And under this, there is gram panchayat or the village assembly. And it is consisting of a chairperson, vice chairman, as well as some panches. If we talk about the constitution of the panchayat as well as meeting of the village panchayat, generally the village panchayat functions according to the act passed by every state government. And due to this, there is variation in different states. And the mostly panchayati raj institutions are organized and it functions as follows. Number one, a Gram Sabha consists of all the adults, that is voters, and the persons who are having age above 18 years, which are living in the village. Secondly, the Gram Sabha is now recognized as a legal body and acts as a legislative body. Thirdly, in a year, at least 2 meetings of the Gram Sabha are held. And in first meeting, Gram Sabha considers the budget of the Gram Panchayat. And in the second meeting, it considers the report of the Gram Panchayat. Main function of the Gram Sabha are to review the annual accounts of the Panchayat, discussing an audit and administrative reports, and discussion on the proposals of the Panchayat, accepting the community surveys, as well as schemes for the Panchayat. And the members of the Gram Sabha elect the members and also the chairperson of the Gram Panchayat. It is the duty of the respective state to ensure the proper function of the Gram Sabha in their areas. And the next function of the Gram Panchayat, that is the Gram Panchayat, is the executive committee of the Gram Sabha. It means important unit of the local self-government. As we know, members of the Gram Panchayat are the voters who elect the members of the Panchayat by a secret ballot system. In most of the states, village Panchayat consists of 5 to 9 members who are called panches. And in each village, 1/3 seats are reserved for the women. While in certain areas, seats reserved for the women more than 1/3 and also reserved for the persons belonging to scheduled castes as well as scheduled tribes. The sarpanch of the panchayat, that is directly elected by the voters of the village, and the sarpanch calls the meeting of the panchayat and also presided over them and keeps the records of the meetings of the panchayat. And a vice chairperson is also elected by the members of the panchayat, and the tenure of the village panchayat, that is also for 5 years like other tenures. And if we talk about the function of the Gram Panchayat is performing the certain functions for the welfare of the community, welfare of the village, and development of the village. These functions include, number one, making provisions for the safe drinking water, paving of the street, developing and maintaining of the good drainage system, ensuring the cleanliness of the village, and upkeep of the street light, dispensary, etc. These functions are obligatory while the certain functions are discretionary also and can be performed by panchayat who has resources and funds for such functions. These functions includes plantation of the trees, developing and maintaining of the playground for the sports, setting the library, etc. These are certain discretionary functions that can be performed by the panchayat. And state government has empowered the panchayat to levy the taxes and collect the funds. And some of these are taxes on property, goods, lands and cattle, rent collected for the facilities like barat, gar, or any other property of the panchayat, and various types of fines can be collected from the offenders also, and the grant of aid from the state or the union government, or the part of revenue that is collected by the state government given to panchayat also, and the donation collected from the villagers for certain purposes. So these are the certain taxes that can be collected by the panchayat. And the third note, that is on the legal aid. Under the section 2 clause 1 clause C of the Legal Service Authority Act 1997, the term legal service includes rendering of any of the service in the conduct of any case or any other legal process or proceedings before any court of law or other authorities or the tribunal, and giving of any advice on any legal matter, to provide the free and competent legal services to the weaker section of the society was the main objective of this act. And the justice, social, economic and political in our constitution, that is included in the preamble also, pledge enshrined in the preamble of the Indian Constitution, and also incorporated under Article 39A in the form of DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy, in 1976 by the 42nd Amendment Act, that directs the state to ensure the justice on the basis of equal opportunity by providing the free legal aid to the weaker section of the society who are not able to afford. And our legal system assures that all the citizens have equal access to the legal remedy. If we talk about the legal aid, firstly we must know about what is legal aid. Legal aid, that is the provision to provide the assistance to the people who are unable to afford the legal as well as access to the court system. So the legal aid provides the access to justice by ensuring the equality before the law. And the right to counsel and right to fair trial in order to what's legal aid, that is the provision for the free legal services in the civil as well as criminal matters for those poor and marginalized people who are not able to afford the services of the lawyers for the conduct of case or the legal proceedings in the court of law or the tribunal or the authority. And this legal aid counsel scheme, this was introduced by the Honorable Justice Dr. A.S. Anand when he was executive chairman. And the basis of the philosophy of the legal aid, that is to ensure the justice to all, especially to the poor, and so that no one is deprived of his equal legal rights in the eyes of law or denied to access of justice in the court of law only because of poverty, illiteracy, or because of incapacity. Legal aid should be available to the poor, needy, and illiterate and marginalized who can't access to the court of law. If we talk about the importance of the legal aid, our Indian Constitution provides certain importance to the rule of law. And legal aid is the part of basic structure and natural justice of the Constitution. And free legal aid to the poor, illiterate and needy people, that is held to be essential for the rule of law. And the provision for the free legal aid, that is based on the humanitarian consideration. We talk about who are entitled to the free legal aid. Persons having the annual income less than amount prescribed by the state government in the case that is before the court of law other than Supreme Court, and less than 5 lakh in the case that is before the Supreme Court, they are eligible for free legal aid. A member of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe is also eligible for free legal aid. A victim of the human trafficking under Article 23 of the Constitution, a woman or the child, a mentally ill or disabled person. These are the certain categories of persons who are entitled to get the free legal aid. And the primary objective of the state to provide the free legal aid, that is mean to provide the equal justice to all. And this legal aid movement has not achieved its goal due to the lack of legal awareness. The people in India are not aware of their legal rights. due to which legal aid movement has not achieved its goal yet. This was all about the Nyay Panchayat, Village Panchayat as well as legal aid. If you have any doubt, you must put down in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe this channel for the further update. Thank you.